If your website looks great, but it still isn't bringing in the customers you want, it's probably not your design, it's your message. You see, I spent 2 years with a beautiful, gorgeous SMIC website that made very few conversions. Then I learned about and applied a messaging framework that made a huge difference. In just a few months, we went from around 150 clients to nearly 1,000. And today I'm breaking down exactly what changed, the messaging framework that worked, and transformed my business so you can use it too. And here's what I really love about it. It helped me to move from spinning my wheels and not knowing which direction to go in with my business to real clarity, precision, and an excellent path to strategy. I can't wait to share it with you. Last week, I talked about 3 common messaging mistakes. And the very first one is something I like to call, on the side, the fancy pants trap. That's when you spend thousands of dollars on a gorgeous professional website that looks absolutely amazing, but just doesn't connect. We called it the professional trap. Now, when you focus so much on looking polished that you lose the real deep connection that your clients are craving, you get problems. So if you missed that episode, I'll link it up here. Definitely go back and watch it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Check it out after this one, maybe. Now, today, as I promised last week, we're going to go a little deeper. In fact, I am going to walk you through the entire framework that I used to fix that disconnect. And not just in my own business, but in several client projects too. So before we begin, let me check here. Who already has a website for your business? Hit like if that's you. If it's not, don't worry. You have come just in time because what I'm about to share with you will help you avoid all of the mistakes that I have made. And if you're using socials and not a website, I can tell you now, what I'm going to share with you can be used there too. It can be used in a lot of different places in your business. You ready to lean in? I'm going to start with a little story. I told you last week that my old business, Edufolios, had this beautiful, gorgeous corporate website. I thought I was making all the right choices by working hard on the brand and talking about what this software that I had developed did. It looked professional, but it looked so professional and polished that a lot of my customers to be teachers were turned off. They thought that we were some big, heartless corporate brand who didn't get the culture of teaching and didn't understand what teachers needed. Why did that happen? Because my very first iterations of the website were trying to demonstrate how I'd got all this together. Look at us, the team. It was just me and my husband. We were trying to wear a mask that wasn't really who we were or, to be honest, what I cared about. I am an educator. I deeply understand the culture of education. I created the software for myself because it was all doing my head in. And then my friends wanted it. I had a story to tell, but it was all stuck behind this idea of brand and polish. There were a few key ingredients that I completely misunderstood. And as a teacher, I probably could have known better. But as an early person in business, I was busy trying to impress and trying to be someone that I probably am not. Because there was no connection to my knowledge of education, to my deep empathy for the situation, for my insider insights, for even my client and what they needed, there was no empathy, no connection. They didn't come to us. They didn't even see us as an option. They just assumed in some cases we were some corporate brand trying to steal their money. I tell you, we really weren't, I promise. It was just me and my husband in the front room of our house building a 6-figure business. It was fun. Now, why would you want to sell that story instead of the corporate? Because the person who's coming to your website needs to be invited into your story. They need to come to your website and say, wow, this person really understands me. They understand what's getting in my way and they're here to help. In fact, look, they've done it before. I think this person is who I need. In fact, I know I'm going to work with them. And if all your website does is tell me about features and benefits, I don't get access to that information. As soon as we switch the narrative using the template I'm about to share with you, everything changed. We went from around 150 clients to over 1,000 in a matter of months. And those teachers, they stuck around on the subscription, they learned more, they helped us develop it, and the business just kept going from strength to strength. So my question to you is, if I look at your website right now, today, or even your social media, and then perhaps I bump into you with the kids on a Saturday grabbing an ice cream, would I see the same person, or would I see some kind of mask on your website, a different version of you that isn't quite connecting in the same way as the real you might? Let me know in the comments below. Give me a big red heart if you think your website reflects you and your brand and your purpose and your mission. And maybe give me a eek face if you're like, actually, it's very schmick and very fancy, but I don't think it's very me. Let me know in the comments. We're all here for you. We will empathize. I read every single comment. Let me know. It's good to know where we're at the beginning of the video. You can tell me at the end if you've understood or changed anything. You see, honestly, when you're spending thousands of dollars on a website, some design assets, some social media marketing, SEO, hiring someone, the systems and processes you select in your business, when you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars on those things, if you're not clear about who you serve, what they need, and how you can help them, you're going to waste a lot of money. I did. That's okay. I'm here to share with you all the things I learned so you don't have to make the same mistakes. Now, in the framework that I studied, learned, mastered, and now teach other people, there are 7 key elements. But there are 3 of those things that I think are the key things that really make a difference when we look at connection. Like I said last week, this isn't about corporate, it isn't about branding and looking fancy, it's about connection. So here are the 3 things that I believe make a massive difference to your business if they're ever present in every message you send, in every sales pitch, in everyone you hire, in every aspect of your business. Number 1 is to identify the hero of your story. And I need you to know it is not you. You are not there to save the day, no matter how many times you want to sing that song. Your customer is the hero. This is one of the main things to understand about this framework. You cannot be the hero because the hero is flawed and they are looking for support. You're the support. Your entire website needs to focus on your hero, your client, your customer, on who they are, what they need, and how you can help them. If you don't do that, they can't see themselves in the story and they're likely to walk away. So, like I said last week, instead of highlighting your credentials, what you've learned, what your product does, talk about what your customer needs, your hero. What do they need and how can you help them? If you're not the hero, what are you? You, my friend, are the guide. The guide is the wise one who's been there, done that, and has probably got several t-shirts. Your job is to help the hero, your client, get where they want to go, to level up, to get to the next level. Can you do that? Does your website explain how you do that? Does it show that you have some expertise, but only in little badges or symbols? Even your About You page talks about your customer. Interesting, huh? And number 3, I genuinely believe the most important thing that weaves itself through this whole brand script, this whole framework, is the idea of empathy. Your message needs to speak to your client's problems with empathy, with emotion, with real, I see you, I hear you, I've been there and bought the t-shirt vibes. Don't just list what you do. Talk about what your client is struggling with, how you can help them overcome that, and show them a story of transformation that they just can't resist. Does your website have that? Or does it have a list of features and benefits that don't have any connection to who they are and the struggles and fears that they hold inside? Are your words mirroring what you hear your clients say to you? use them. See here how we've changed it. We've got less, but we're saying so much more. And our headings are all calls to action to our client to join us on a mission to make this whole process easier and let them see the impact they're having. We're not talking anymore about a portfolio system. We're not talking about the technology behind it. I'm not really even talking about the teacher registration board and what they need and how this will do that for you. Instead, I'm talking about how this is going to help my clients see the world and be in the world differently in a way that's going to help them to improve their impact in the classroom, which is actually what most teachers care about. So if you were to look at your website today, are you missing any of these ingredients? Who's the hero? Is it the right person? Is the guide, that's you or your product or service, really prominent? And is there plenty of empathy and storytelling that shows you see your client, you get them, and you're going to help them? So in the comments below, let me know what's missing. 1 is for the hero, 2 is for the guide, and 3 is for that empathy piece. Don't worry if you have to put all 3. What a growth opportunity you've just found. Oh, and feel free to say none and be very smug. I'm here for that too. Now, I use this same framework with my clients all the time for different reasons in their business, but every single time we get great results. They'll take what they work on with me to a web designer, a social media marketer, an SEO person, anyone really who needs to work in their business to help them tell their story, because this framework gives them the complete picture, every single element within it. For example, I work with Adelaide Colonics, Love Your Guts, and that's a sensitive topic. It's all poops and bowels. And we started with a brand that looked about machines, what machine I have, why it's good for your health, what the process is. And we ended with an empathetic brand script that talked to the client's needs, how they were in pain, discomfort, feeling embarrassed, what we could do to take all that away. A colonics website that talks about colonics, or a colonics website that talks about its client, what their problem is, and how their colonics machine and staff can solve it for them. You can imagine what happened. Lots and lots and lots of clients booking in. We're going to talk about this in more detail next week, and I'll show you how we did it. Because one thing is for sure, by leading with empathy and understanding, not facts, not authority, not shiny bits of design, but actual connection to your customer's problem and how you can help, you will align yourself and you will attract your ideal customer way, way easier. If you've ever looked at your website and thought, oh God, that doesn't sound like me, or you've gone to a networking event thinking you need to do full hair and makeup so you match your website, I've definitely done that. Or you're worried that maybe you're the hero, not the guide, and this whole thing has got you thinking, then make sure you tune in next week to see more examples of what we're talking about today. Click here right now to watch that video, or hit subscribe if it hasn't come out just yet. I know these videos are being released week after week. Watching that video means you'll walk away with even more real life examples that you can use to support the growth of your own business. See you next week.